Alright, let me get a couple things set up here. I decided might as well just do it now. The stream on this. I was thinking about doing it tomorrow, but might as well do it now. While my thoughts on Death Stranding are kind of still fresh. We'll start with that actually, once we get things going here. Now, for some reason, I'm not able to friggin' get this to work. So I unhooked my controller, and apparently when doing that, it now won't reconnect into PSX2. And I can't get PCSX2 to register anything really. I can't even escape it, so that's actually good. That means I probably won't be able to save me beating it with Piccolo, so I can go back there and try and see if that last Dragon Ball is there. Won't do it on stream, I'll do it off stream, but I'm gonna need to close this the hard way. Alright, maybe I can do a pause. Okay, I can do a pause, but that still doesn't help the but maybe it does. Maybe it does. Controller. Resume. Ah, there we go. Good. Alright, now we get this thing out of here. Okay, so, Death Stranding. So there I'm two minds of this. I just got done watching the Death Stranding the last gameplay video with for Death Stranding at TGS. And I'm of two minds of this. My first impression is that Kojima is just hiding everything, and because of that, everything looks boring as hell. That's my first thought about it. My second thought about it is that the gameplay mechanics that they could show that wouldn't wouldn't be spoilers, wouldn't contain spoilers, which I don't see how any kind of gameplay mechanics per se could have spoilers in them. That doesn't make any sense to me. Are so boring that they didn't want to show them. That's the kind of two minds I'm at right now. I've definitely fallen from buying it at release to waiting and seeing what everybody says about it, because it just doesn't look. It hasn't impressed me at all. Part of the problem is it went on after Final Fantasy VII Remake. Anything coming after Final Fantasy VII Remake is gonna look boring, I think. It was like that with E3. Right after E3, Life is Strange 2 came up, and it was like, you got to follow up Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I think there's some of that working there, but it just didn't really impress me that much, to be honest. We'll see. I'm hoping that it's going to be good. I'm afraid that it's going to be like a Kojima kind of a Kojima's Kojima game, maybe is the best way to put it. I think a lot of the time, part of the reason why he had such there's always like a lot of creational conflict with his games when he was at Konami, was because he wanted to do all this crazy crap, and the people at Konami were like, well, what's the point of it? And they would pull him back. And now that he's doing this on his own, he's kind of like gone over the Kojima cliff, as it were, and we're getting the full uncensored Kojima now. So we'll just see what happens. Hopefully that doesn't push it so far that it's just, a bunch of weird crap that they spent all this money on, 5 years of work on doing, and the actual gameplay and the story are less than what they should be, but we'll see. Okay, now the stage demo stuff. Let me go find that. That's not the whole thing, though. I want the entire frickin' thing. Is this the live? Is this the whole thing? Let me open this in a new tab and we'll see. I might have to go to their Twitter. How do we go off of their live stream? Maybe they don't have DVR set up on this. Oh, is this it? This is it, okay. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Let's see. What's the highest this will go to? 1080, okay, we'll leave it there. I wonder if they actually will have closed captions on this. Oh, they're auto-generated. Holy crap. Alright, we'll see how the auto-translate works. Usually it sucks, but maybe this will work for this. Let's see how this works. I'm going to go ahead and full screen this, so if you're going to leave any comments and things like that, just be aware of that. I won't be able to see them until we come out of this. Alright. Let me just skip ahead a bit. We'll see if... Yeah, no, the auto... These subtitles, this stuff isn't going to work. Alright, so... Kojima walks out on stage with this thing and almost recreates one particular scene from the game as he's coming on stage. Not from the remake, from the original game. Where is it? Did I say Kojima? I mean Kitase. Kitase-san. Here we go. He's coming up and he like almost drops it and impales himself with it. Anyway, so we're gonna skip ahead here. They do a bunch of talking and then we get to this bit. So this is gonna be the first 10% of this next bit is going to be a new... I think it's like a battle right before where the demo footage starts at. The new stuff from 2 nights ago starts at. It's just before that, in like a sweeper factory, and you're watching them fight a sweeper. It's, I think, the same place where we saw at the E3 trailer where they were showing the shortcut stuff and the character switching and commanding when they were fighting that sweeper. It's in that same kind of general area. Though they do start up a little bit higher from there, and you kind of get a look at some security systems on the level above, and some other more detailed stuff that you don't see in the E3 trailer. See, like in here. So you got like these lasers over here. These, I would assume these would damage you if you ran into them, since we don't have random encounters anymore. I wouldn't think that hitting these would cause like a battle to happen like they do in one of the train tunnel scenes in the original. So you'll probably take damage if you hit these. Then you kind of see down here, down and around this corner is where the battle starts happening at. This is probably reactor. This is probably the first reactor. This is the bomb. Oh, of course, it's because you go to the Sentinel after this. So this is like 25 to 30 minutes into the game is where we're at right here. You can see Jesse down there waiting for Cloud and Barrett. I'm just gonna let this play a bit. They kind of show off a lot of the same stuff they already had before, though you can kind of see more detail here, and the sweeper has more animations and things that they haven't shown in terms of the battling they do. Pay close attention to this thing up here when we get to the Scorpion Sentinel battle, because that's going to be important for the new game mode, an entirely new game mode that they just dropped on us tonight. And in the background, you can kind of hear the remixed battle theme, reactor battle theme.
魔法を使いたいときはこうやって今画面を止めるウェイトモードって言うんですけども、コマンドを開くと非常にスローモーション、画面がスローモーションになりますので、
なってますね。
そうですね。だからゆっくりと焦ることなくゆっくりアビリティを選ぶことができます。
I have no clue what they're saying at this point. I think they're talking about the tactical mode systems and things like that.
ね、まあこのようにアクションしながら ATB を貯めて ATB が溜まったらアビリティを繰り出すっていうアクションとコマンドの繰り返しで基本的にはプレイしていきます。
飽きのこないゲームプレイができるというか。
はい。またじゃあ次のそうですね、このようにバーストラッシュで魔法も使ってみましょうか。クラウドは魔法ファイヤーを持ってますので。
I can kind of read some of those, like that. The triangle thing right there says Punisher.
はい。そしてですね、まあ今基本のバトルの仕方をお教えしたんですけども、もう一つバトルにアクセス。
So right now, Cloud's in his operator mode, I think.
バーストシステムっていうシステムがあります。これ今ですね。
So there's bursts, so that's, he's in staggered mode and we're doing extra damage, I think. There's more UI stuff around the stagger system now. There's this burst thing, and then there's also a thing called heat. I'm not sure what the heat thing is signifying, though. They haven't explained that yet. I also think eventually we'll be able to add on to this damage multiplier. Either through materia, or maybe they actually have a subsystem that is similar to 13, where you do more as you do more damage during a stagger mode, it'll add more damage. Yeah, now he's in Punisher mode. That triangle option says operator now. Now it's back in operator mode. And you kind of, it's like insane how much health this thing has. And then again, they could have, yeah, see the heat thing up here that's showing right now. And you got this like green line going across it, which signifies something as well. What I'm thinking is that that's like a thing that tells you, this green line tells you it's like in a state where you can juggle it or something. You can like combo into it with other characters. Or it could be like another form of another stagger stage or something. Alright, so they beat it. Then they're going to go into this elevator. And this is I think this just goes right into the reactor. Well, maybe there's a cut, we'll see. Okay, now this goes right into the reactor. So this is where the demo footage starts from the other night. So I'm just going to kind of skip through this to the Sentinel bit, because there's nothing really different until we get down there. So the first thing, well, you'll see what happens here. And this took everybody by surprise. Max was like losing his mind. Because we get a first look at the friggin' menu system. Okay, classic. This is really interesting. So this is different battle modes. So Normal and easy probably set like easy probably makes the enemies have less health and whatnot. Classic is an entirely new battle system. What it does is it takes the characters, puts them on auto control, so the game is controlling them. But you still can have you still can take control of them temporarily if you need to or want to. But what happens is that they do attacking, they do defending, they do all the stuff that they would normally do while you're not controlling them. And when the ATP bars fill, you give them commands. So it's basically emulating as close as possible to the original battle system as as this new battle system can get without like adding in a whole another thing that would make it really complex. So I think it's really interesting. They turn this on. I forget if they turn it on now or a little bit later, but just watch this because it's pretty freaking crazy.
ちょっと懐かしさを感じさせるっていうのはこのクラシックモードです。で、クラシックモードっていうのは簡単に言ってしまうと、先ほど説明したアクションの部分をもうオートで行ってくれるモード。
They'll have a camera in the top left that'll be on the guy playing the this demo on the controller, and you'll be able to see he's not actually doing anything.
コマンドだけを選ぶ戦闘モードと同じっていうことですね。
そうですね、その原作の RPG のね、原作のテイストに非常に近いモードっていう意味でクラシックモードって名前がついてます。はい、それではそのクラシックモードにして、ガードスコープで
Okay, they turn on right now from the beginning. Okay, so let's skip ahead. Goes to this cutscene. Oh, there's something else new here too. This, like I said, they can hide stuff really easily in this game in Unreal Engine 4, and this is a perfect example of it. Not this, but it's when he goes to set the bomb, something new happens that we haven't seen before. I'm not sure what it does in terms of what effect it has on the game, though. He can choose the amount of time they want to set. All right, now watch the battle system here, because it's going to be slightly different than what we've seen so far due to that classic mode being enabled.
ガードスコーピオン、ここからクラシックモードで戦いますので、先ほど説明した、基本的にはオートで、攻撃して、アビリティや魔法はコマンドは自分で選択するという形になります。
なるほど、なるほど。何にも触らなくていい。
そうですね、コントローラーを触ってなくても、クラウドやバレットは AI で攻撃しますので、その辺も含めてちょっとお見せします。
本当に持ってないじゃん。
So you can see this the thing up in the left now. So he's not doing anything, and the characters are guarding and they're doing stuff on their own. So they're doing the basic stuff to fill the bars, the ATV bars, and then once you get the meters filled, you're able to give commands, just like in the original. I think it also decreases the enemy's health as well. As you can see, you're doing tons of damage to the Scorpion Guard right now. So in this mode, the normal Scorpion Sentinel battle that we've seen so far takes like around probably 7 or 8 minutes. It only takes about 2 or 3 in this one with that mode enabled. We've already got him down 25% in like the first minute and a half. So it really I'm not sure if it sets it to the original's health totals, but it does decrease it quite a bit. Easy mode, I would assume, takes it down even more. Max called it the journalism mode, the easy mode. So right now he's controlling Cloud. So you can control them if you want to in this classic mode, but if you don't want to, you let go, the AI will take over. Now you can see again, Barrett's just doing his own thing here through the AI. You notice that they didn't attack though, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, see, there's that heat meter again. This time it's not, the boss isn't staggered or anything. Well, it kind of is now, actually. But it wasn't staggered earlier. That might have just because it was kind of in that animation state. Yeah, see, we're already down almost. We're down to like 60% of its health being gone already. Classic mode really drops the total health, or maybe it decreases the. How much damage are they doing? It doesn't seem like they're doing more damage. It doesn't seem the AI will hide either, because he takes control of it at this point and hides behind the debris. Then he gets then once they're behind the debris, the AI takes over and they stay there. So the AI isn't too sophisticated, but it's sophisticated enough that it can do stuff on its own like this. So how much damage are they doing? Come on. I was gonna do a special. I didn't see how much that did. I don't think it did much. Yeah, they're doing the regular amounts of damage they usually do. So it's just that it has a lot less health. Yeah, look at that. That was like a massive amount of damage off of it. Health off of it. Oh, there. You see that right there? I think, yes, I think that answers the question, I think. Let's go back a second. I have to go do it manually. Pay attention to Cloud. I think the thing comes down and it's going to fall on top of him, and the game automatically makes him dodge backwards the debris. I was always wondering what would happen if the debris was going to fall on top of you. And I think that answers that question. I'm going to watch what this guy's doing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he didn't do anything, and the AI automatically made him jump backward. Now, is that because the AI is controlling him, or because the game forced Cloud to dodge? So I'm interested to see if we're in either the other modes, normal or easy, if that still happens or not. But that potentially answers that question I had. So you can't like get crushed underneath the debris. And that'd be interesting, but it'd be also pretty annoying if you could. Because you don't really have any control over, because this comes right down, you can't really, it's not telegraphed that well. So it'd be kind of annoying if it actually did damage to you. And you look at the recovery unit does a lot less healing than, like almost half, I think. Or a little over less than half of what it was doing before. Yeah, and they're able to like take out those legs pretty easily. And he finishes it off with a bravery, I think. Yeah. So I mean that was insane. Everyone in the chat, and including Max, was losing their crap over that whole thing there. So that was I did not expect anything like that. All right, then we skip forward a bit, and they do one of the mini games, the squat mini game, and actually they have the presenter do it. Let's see. So the first couple of times that thing that's on the screen, that button thing, stays there, then it goes away, and you have to kind of remember where the beats are at. It's kind of like a rhythm game now. They have like a EDM version of the Fight On. So it's not. I'm not sure if it's rhythm or not. I think it was just trying to tell you that that's the order you had to push in, and as fast as you can push it in that order, as long as you do it at specific points, it'll actually do it. So it's kind of like Crisis Core's squat minigame in terms of like the timing and things, I think. Yeah, and see if you missed it there. That guy's like crushed. He's like, no, I'll never get the Olympic medal for squatting now. So that was an interesting thing. And then they go on like a long time talking about stuff, and then this happens. This whole thing happens. This was insane. This blew everybody's mind too. I'll let this play through first once, then we'll talk about it. Go through it and talk about it a second time. In case you didn't see it live.
このバトルは先ほどクラウド・バレットがパーティーでしたけど、クラウド、エアリス、キファーの3人パーティーで戦うことになります。
Give me a second. I'm gonna turn the sound up so you can hear the battle music in the background. So you can hear it's really insane version of the, I think it's Fight On. So let me turn this up. A little bit more.
Yeah,
it should be good.
迫力増しすぎてませんか？
はい。でまずね、ティファのプレイ攻撃をします。まあティファはですね、四角ボタンで戦う、三角ボタンで強打だから強弱の攻撃を、まあ格闘ゲームのようなね、結構ボタン浅いんですけど、四角と三角で強弱の攻撃を繰り返します。
アクション性に合ってますね。
そうですね。はい。で、エアリスですね。次はですね。エアリスは、通常の攻撃が遠距離攻撃になりますので、まあこのように、離れた距離から倒すことができます。で、エアリスの、アビリティがですね、
はい、
非常に特殊でして、今から使いますね。聖なる魔法陣っていうのがアビリティになります。
はい、
これを使用しますと。地面に魔法陣が発生して、まあ、それが場に残ります。で、この場に残った状態で、例えば他のキャラクターが、クラウドがその魔法陣に入った状態で、ティファですね、ティファが魔法陣に入った状態で、サンダーを例えば打つと、サンダーが連続攻撃になる、連続魔法になる。
本当だ。
はい。
1回じゃなく2回に。
そうですね。なので、エアリスの魔法陣がこう、まあ、サポートアビリティとなるって感じですね。はい、そしてですね、召喚時なんですけど、今右にサモン、召喚メーターが出てるんですけども、まあ、非常にね、強敵、強い敵、ごめんなさい、その前にですね、
はい、
今ちょうどアックスがですね、
はい、
バースト状態になってますので、たくさんダメージを。
これはもう一番楽しい時ですよね。
そうですね、この間にとにかく、グテグテグテと。で、標的のバトル、ボスバトルもそうですけど、強いモンスターが出ているようなバトルのシチュエーションでは、各キャラクターの武器に召喚マテリアっていうのを設定してるんですけども、
はい、
召喚マテリアが共鳴し始めます。召喚マテリアが共鳴すると、画面右にこうやって、サモンゲージっていうのが出てきますので、はい、このゲージがいっぱいになると、召喚獣を呼び出すことができます。
本当だ。
今イフリートを呼び出します。はい、まあイフリートがですね呼び出したらですね、これどうなるかというと、そのバトルフィールドにそのまま残ります。残って、まあクラウドたちと一緒に戦ってくれます。
一緒に戦う。
そうですね、共闘状態になりますので、
はい、
まあただ入れる時間っていうのは限られてますので、
はい、
やはりさっきの画面右側にある召喚メーターがどんどん短くなっていくんですけど、その時間の間であるならば、
この紫のゲージですよね。
そうですね、場に残って、戦い続けます。 ちょうど今画面が言いますけど、
あ、来た。
そうですね、このように。で、
すごい。
召喚獣もアビリティを持ってますので、
はい
アビリティを使うにはですね、プレイヤーの、ATB ゲージが溜まったら、プレイヤーの ATB ゲージを消費する形で、イフリートも、今ちょうどこうですね、イフリートがアビリティを実行しています。これはフレアバーストというアビリティですね。
すごい。
今、エアリスのリミット技を使っています。キファのリミット技を使っています。エアリスのアウトリミット技ですね。
ああ、もう。
これですね、今、イフリートのゲージが短くなってると思うんですけ
あ、
ど、
本当だ。
これが、なくなると帰ってきます。帰っていく際に強力なアビリティを発動して戻っていきます。
へえ。
これ地獄の火炎ですね。それでアプスを倒すことができました。はい。
いや、最高すぎる。
今回ここまでです。
So that's I don't know, that thing was insane when I saw it live. There's nothing really. Then they do the trailer again after that. So let's go through this. A couple of things to take note of here. First of all, obviously summons, and a couple other things more gameplay related too. So first of all, we
では
actually get to see
行きましょうか。
uncut footage of Tifa
そうです
fighting,
ね。
and you kind of just see
こ
how
のバ
crazy
ト
she
ルは
gets.
先ほど
In
クラ
terms
ウド
of
バ
how
レットの
fast
パ
she
ーティ
can
ーでした
attack
け
and
ど、
whatnot.
クラウドプレイ、
いや、迫力増しすぎてませんか。
はい。でまずね、ティファのプレイ攻撃を、
はいはいはい
します。ティファはですね、
And you can see all that, but then she has some like other stuff as well. I think she's probably, when she goes really crazy, I think she's into her other heartbeat mode.
格闘ゲームのようなね、結構ボタン
Yeah, like that. That's probably the beat right there or
で
something.
強弱の攻撃を繰り返します。
And she has like an ability. It probably makes her faster, even increases her mobility and such. There's one point in here where it looks like Cloud is doing something and they sync up their attacks. And it looks like
エア
it's
リスですね。
doing that combo.
エアリスは、通常の攻撃が遠距
So
離
this is
攻
Aerith.
撃になりますので、
She's being billed as like a ranged fighter.
離れた
She'll attack from afar and she has a couple of interesting skills.
で、
We'll
エア
talk
リス
about.
の、アビリティがですね、
はい。
That was her
非
Tempest
常に
ability
特
there.
殊でして、今から使うそうね、聖なる魔法陣というのがアビリティになります。
はい。
これを使用しますと、地面に魔法陣が発生して、それ
This
が場
thing,
に
this
残
thing
り
is
ます。
called
で、この場に残った状態で、例えば他のキャラクターが、クラウドがその魔法陣に入った状態で、
something
ティファです
circle.
ね、ティファが魔法陣に入った状態で、
And what happens is that when you cast magic inside of it, it gets cast again.
連続魔法になるんで
As
す
you can see right there. So
一回じゃなくて
Tifa
二回に。
used
そうですね。なので、
this part here. It looks like there was like a combo
サ
kind of
ポー
going
ト
on there,
アビリティとなるって感じですね。
between her and Cloud. But scroll back over here.
で、
So she casts magic and it hits twice. The second time hits less.
一回じゃなく
And
て二
that's
回
kind of
に。
the
そうですね。
gimmick of that skill that Aerith
魔法
uses.
陣がサポート
Any magic cast
アビリテ
inside
ィ
of there
とな
will
るっ
be
て感じ
cast
ですね。
It's kind of like the quadra magic-ish sort of thing in
は
this
い、そ
game.
してですね、召喚獣なんですけど、今右にサモン、召喚メーターが出てるんですけども、
はいはいは
Okay, let's talk about the summon gauge here. So, summons are bound to characters.
地面に魔法陣が発
They
生
can
して、
initiate
それが場に残
a
ります。
summon, and it takes time to
で、この
build.
場
Like
に
right now, you
残
can
った
see
状
that
態
the
で、例え
meter's
ば
not
他のキャラクターが、クラウド
they
が
haven't told
その
Cloud
魔
to
法
start
陣に入
summoning.
った状態で、
So once
今
you
ですね、
once you
今
tell it
が
to
魔法
summon,
陣に入った状態で、
the meter will start filling up as Cloud attacks
連
it.
続魔法になる。
本当
Once
だ。
it gets to full,
一回じゃなく二回
Cloud
に。
can then initiate the. So I think right
な
now
の
he's
で、
initiated
エアリ
three
スの
actual
魔法
summons
陣
right
が
now.
サポート
And it's kind of got like an extra timer or something that it's taking time to actually summon them. Or maybe they just haven't called it in yet because maybe it's full and it's indicating that you can now bring in it.
召喚メーターが出てるんですけども、
はいはいはい。
まあ、非常に強敵、強い敵、あ、ごめんなさい、その前にですね。
I don't know if that means that we can have multiple summons at the same time. Each character can have one summon bound to them though, just one. So unlike in the other game, in the original where you can have multiple summons, this one can only have one per character.
この間にとにかく撃て撃て撃てと。
So that does bring up the question of if you bring multiple summons at the same time. That'd be interesting if you could.
モンスターが出ているようなバトルのシチュエーションでは、各キャラクターの武器に召喚マテリアっていうのを設定してるんですけども、召喚マテリアが共鳴し始めます。
So this is Tsunami, and I think they're still working on this, particles for this. Because it's kind of weird. I mean, it looks weird, but at the same time, it's not water, it's sewage, because we're in a sewer, so it's actually, the color is right. I just think they haven't gotten the texture, the particle textures just right. And I'm wondering if there's going to be multiple places that will come in from, so it won't just be that one location, because that's really easy to do. I think they did that just for the demo, or this video. So we're calling in Ifrit here. Here's an interesting thing right now, after this. So Ifrit's going to do some stuff to Apps here, and Apps will catch on fire. Watch what Apps does. He's kind of like flailing around, and then he'll like run off and jump in the water. That's not like that's a contextual thing. Because he's on fire, he jumps into the water. It's not like a thing he just does. He's actually jumping in the water to put, basically put out the fire that's burning. So apparently, from what I understand, enemies are going to have things like this, where if you put certain statuses on them, they can get rid of them. They're going to do things to do that. There are also going to be instances where summons will be stronger or weaker based on a couple factors. The ones they talked about were the field effects. So apparently you're going to have effects in certain fields that will either complement or hinder a summon's power. Or the basic attributes of the monster you're fighting. So like in case of Apps, he probably has weakness to fire, so Ifrit does more damage. And as a matter of fact, as Ifrit's attacking him, you can see the weakness thing. So throughout the battle, you can command Ifrit to do certain special attacks, and then once the meter runs all the way out, and those special attacks use up ATB gauges, so it's not like using that meter or anything else. It's using the ATB charges. And once the meter runs out, then he does his ultimate, where he does his actual summoning attack, and then he is removed from the battlefield.
フリートのゲージが短くなってると思うんですけど、これがなくなると帰ってきます。
So this is his ultimate.
強力なアビリティを発動して戻っていきます。
へ
ー。地獄の火炎ですね。これですね。
You can kind of see they're highlighting Apps as weak point. You can kind of see throughout the battle the horns start getting more and more destroyed. You probably have to knock him down like he was back here when Tifa was like just pounding his horse. Yeah, right here, where he's like. So like when he's down like this is probably when he can hit his horns. Yeah, you can see Cloud's actually targeting his horns right now. And Cloud has some really like this thing. He has some really crazy stuff that he can do.
Because
you can also see in Cloud's weapon, he has two magic materia and a materia. The purple is still we were hypothesizing in extreme chat if purple is now summoned. But if you can only have one summon per character, maybe there's some specific like summon slots on the characters themselves that you equip it into, or they just are able to
飛び出したらですね、
equip it
これどうなる
insofar
かという
as
と、
they like
そ
have
の
it
バトル
on
フィールドに
somewhere
その
like
まま
in their
残ります。
pockets or something.
へえ。
And
残って、
that's
ま
what
あ、
allows
クラ
them
ウ
to
たち
use
と
it.
一緒に戦って、
はい。
We don't really still know how summons are equipped,
がどっち
or
ダメになりま
Materia
す
is
け
equipped
ど、
for that matter. They don't show that whole process yet, or how Materia growth works.
で、
So there's going to be another
中にもアビリティを持ってますの
gameplay
で、
demonstration
ア
at
ビ
some
リテ
point
ィを使うにはです
between
ね、
now and the game releases.
プレイヤーの、まあ、ATB ゲージが溜まったら、
We'll probably also
プレイヤー
get some of the
の ATB ゲージ
characters
を
we
消
haven't
費す
seen
る
yet,
形
like
で、
Purpose and Red
イフリー
13,
トも今
Like
ちょうどこれですね、
Red 13 's gonna
イ
be
フ
in
リ
this
ート
game
がアビリティを実行
as
して
a
います。
playable character.
これはフレアバーストというアビリティですね。
すごい。
So you can see, like, even like the regular damage they're doing is doing like a lot of damage. Like they're doing like 200, 300s on the regular attacks, and it's like doing just a little damage. So Apps is gonna have like 25, 50,000 health or something. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with towards the end of the last part of this game, we end up like with crisis core health levels for enemies or something, where you have like hundreds of thousands of health. Well, it kind of already was a thing, wasn't it?
そうですね、今、イフリートのゲージが
But like
短く
that
なって
level
る
of
んです
health
け
for
ど、
regular
こ
bosses,
れが、なくなると帰
kind
っ
of
てき
like
ま
the
す。
super
帰って
bosses
き際に
or for
強力なアビリティを
But
発
just
動
like,
し
like
て戻ってき
what's
ま
the
す。
late game boss?
へえ。
Crowd Claw, for example, maybe he has 150, 200,000 health.
それでアプスを倒すことができました。
It also makes me wonder about a hard mode, because now that we have confirmed difficulties, that means they can do whatever the hell they want to with those. We could have, a hard mode, a nightmare mode, any kind of thing that would make the game easier or harder. What I'm hoping is that they're saving the hard mode for later on, like the last gameplay demonstration they do, or maybe it's unlocked once you beat the game once. What I'm hoping is that they have several higher difficulty levels, so they have hard, kind of like in Star Ocean. I think a lot of the Star Ocean 7, like Star Ocean Till End Time specifically, where you have like Earth, Galaxy, 4D, and then something even above that that's like really super hard. Just to kind of add in some replayability. To the game to make it much harder and like really challenge you on the difficulty. I say it over and over again. I didn't think I could get more hyped for this game, and I end up doing it every time they show something new. This stuff is incredible. This stuff's insane. The graphic quality of the stuff they're showing, we're still 6 months out. There's still so much polishing they can do. And like all the stuff they're showing now, like the actual, literal, almost duplicated turn-based system from the original game that they have now, this mode they have put in for that. We already kind of knew there was going to be a summoning system and how it kind of worked, and that's pretty much been confirmed. But yeah, I think we still have a lot of stuff that they haven't shown us yet, I think. They still haven't shown us a combo system, and I'm pretty sure there is a combo system in here somewhere. And there's probably stuff we don't even know about. Like the whole menu thing that was shown when you go to set the bomb or you can choose the timer. That was hidden from every gameplay demonstration they've done so far. So there's probably more stuff like that hidden in the UI that they haven't shown yet. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else in this? No, they talk about merchandise kind of stuff in the trailer at the end here. Yeah, let's watch the trailer. Let's watch this trailer again. So I cannot watch this thing enough. Where does it start at? I think right in here. One thing though, I'm pretty damn sure that it's gonna be released in March. I mean, games like some games have a release date and release it and then it gets delayed. but I can't recall a game that's had this much marketing saying when it's going to come out, and they keep on saying over and over and over again, and then it gets delayed. So I think they're actually closer to done than they're letting on. I think what they're doing now is polishing. I think they probably have 90% of the game done, and they're just polishing everything now. And that's why every time we see this game, it looks better. Is because most of it's done, and all they're doing is just increasing the polish on the graphics, dialing in the combat a bit more, increasing the efficiency of things so that the frame rates are a little more stable, and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously showing more systems off. I want to mention something here. I don't think these are Watchmen of Fate anymore. And the reason for that is if you watch really quick, let's go back a few frames. I don't think these are any way related to us. Look at all these things. There's like hundreds of them flying over here. I think these are the ghost enemies from the train graveyard, and for some reason they're coming over to the Sector 7 slums. Maybe because Shinra is driving them over this way to like attack the sector or something. But these, I am pretty sure these are not the Watchmen of Fate. Because there's like, let's go back a couple. I'll just kind of, whoops. We'll go frame by frame on that whole section. This cloud's walking out, you can kind of already start to see them flying by the window there, and then you can kind of see a bunch of them over here on this side. It's like 4 or 5 of them over here. There's a couple up here. There's like one over here, I think. And there's obviously these 2 here. So there's like, at least 20 or 30 of them within this first little bit here. Especially like right here when we, let's see if I can get it the right spot. Yeah, like you can see right here, there's like, at least 30 or 40 of them possibly showing right here. So I don't think that'll work. There's too many of them.
行くぜ野郎どもお返しさ何あれそうじゃあの頃に想像していたピンチってこんなんじゃなかったな
なんか俺たち乗ってるよな。
この柄特にね
あいつのおかげだな。
邪魔するぞとお前何出番だぞと
One thing I want to mention here, these guys, I don't think these guys are soldiers anymore. I don't think they're going to be classified as soldiers. I think they're going to be called infantrymen, and they're going to be different ranks of infantrymen. Because in Crisis Core, anybody that had this kind of design on them was an infantryman. They weren't part of soldier. So I'm thinking that's these characters are going to be kind of redesigned into the Shinra infantry, Shinra military / military police divisions. And they're going to actually bring in soldiers that look like they're supposed to, even if only just the one. So in the original game, these guys represented the different classes of soldiers. So the guy on the right, I think, was a soldier first class. The guy behind him was a second class, and this guy over here on the left, I believe, was the first class, or third class. If you look at the old character models, so I think they're going to be revamping that whole thing.
お前何出番だぞと
ごきげんよう。
待ち伏せ
なるほど。魔法の目だ。
Oh, one other thing is that if you look at all the footage, the Japanese version of the trailer has different scenes in it than the English version does, which I find interesting. But it makes sense, I guess, because they would have to have had recorded these scenes twice, once in English, once in Japanese. Like things happen differently.
こういうのが好きなんだって
さあ子猫ちゃん 俺の胸かも。
大丈夫ね、なんとかして。
かくれんぼは終わりだ、エアリス。
It's mainly the gameplay sections where they change. I think the actual story was like this. Different.
さて、スラムの同決勝負。君たちは今から敵国ウータイの手先だ。ウータイだと？なんだそれ。ネズミどもには理解できまい。
Oh, one other thing, I forgot to mention it, but I noticed it during the other one, the apps fight. Each character had a summon equipped to them, so there's going to be more than just Ifrit and Shiva. There's something else that they've found that either Tifa or Aerith had equipped. So if we go based on that, this happens, I think, after the app scene, so it looks like Aerith has Shiva equipped. So Tifa would have the other one that they have found. And actually, it might be possibly Leviathan. No, Leviathan. You get Leviathan in Wutai, I think. Actually, I thought that you got a. I thought you got a. No, you didn't get a summon in the sewers. That'd be too early. But you might get one now. Or no, she had it during there too, so it was before then. But yeah, so there's a third summon that they haven't shown yet that Tifa has equipped right now. And you can see here that all the summon stuff is not even present in this UI. The meter's not there. The icons on the character cards aren't there. So you can see how they were kind of hiding things on some of these shots. On the one with Ifrit, though, you did see the summon meter at that purple summon meter that's up here, but it didn't have any of the character card stuff on it. So like I said, it's really easy to hide stuff in Unreal Engine 4 in the UI. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a whole bunch of other things they've hidden that we can't see yet, and won't until they are ready to show them. And then the scene. I still can't get over this. I mean, it's just like, Jesus Christ. I mean, you can kind of conceptualize what happened, and I mean, you kind of know sort of what happened. You know, plate fell. Kind of can infer things from that, but to see the actual scale of it just blows my mind. And it kind of just drives home further the point that like literally millions of people died in that, both on the upper plate section where the rich people are and in the slums too. Jeez. But yeah, so that was insane. Looking forward to whatever they have to show us next. Like I said, every time I see something new on this thing, it just increases my hype level even more. But I think they're gonna pull this off. It'll be a minor miracle, but I think they're gonna pull this off. Should we do the death now? Well, no. If you want to go watch the Death Stranding stuff, you can. It's like 80 minutes, almost 100 minutes of footage. So let me talk about the what actually happened during this tonight's Death Stranding stuff gameplay video. Basically, like, I literally 30 minutes of a 40-something minute video you spend inside of Sam's room just doing stuff. They had him like pointing at things. They were showing off like expression mechanics and things, emotes. They were showing off this weird thing where if you focus the camera in on Sam's crotch, he like hides it, and if you do it a whole bunch of times, he'll actually grab the camera and punch it. Classic Kojima kind of thing, but still really strange. They showed him pissing and crapping in the toilet. They showed him washing his face. They showed him drinking beer. They showed him eating bugs. They showed him equipping some sunglasses and changing the color of his room. And then they had him go up onto the platform and had him do a couple things. And he walked around a bit. And that was it. It's literally all the gameplay was tonight. By the end of it, I was thinking, what's the point of all this? We just wasted 40 minutes watching nothing. But like I said, two minds of it. Either Kojima's trolling us massively, or massively by hiding everything, and it's kind of like, we're not going to show you anything, you have to buy the game if you want to see anything actually worth your while. Or potentially the rest of the game sucks so badly they didn't want to show it. I think that might be the least likely of the two options, but it's still a potential possibility. For the reasons I outlined at the beginning of the stream. But we'll have to see. I'm personally not going to pick it up at launch anymore. I was going to. But now I'm going to wait to see what the reviews are like. Because what they showed off over the last couple days has really kind of soured me on it a bit. And I think that's kind of a miscalculation on Kojima's part. He's hoping that people will give him the benefit of the doubt, even if he doesn't show much. It says he's not showing much. Well, I'll give him credit for saying he wasn't going to show much, he was going to hide stuff, but they need to put it on every freaking video they release. Everything is hidden. You won't see anything interesting. Otherwise, people are just going to get turned off so much by it. But yeah, so I'm going to wait and see what the reviews are like, and if the reviews are good, then I'll pick it up. Otherwise, I might just pass on it till it drops in price a bit. Didn't really see much of the other stuff. I was gonna drop in and check the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot stuff, but decided not to. There was a trailer for Gungrave the other night, a new Gungrave game that looked pretty good. It was typical Gungrave gameplay. There was also a section for a panel for Guilty Gear 2020 tonight, I think. They didn't really show much. They kind of teased a new character. They showed like 10 seconds of a new character, and then they just played the same trailer they released again. It's not really too much about that. People were hoping they were going to see gameplay and things like that. What else was there? Let me see. There was a Gran Turismo championship, and they had some more Project Resistance stuff. I didn't check any of that out. So tomorrow we've got Neo 2. So let me see. If 12:20 is 8, so that means that 10 o'clock would be 6. So at 7:20 PST, there'll be a 40-minute thing on Neo 2. Then they'll do Modern Warfare after that, then this new Yakuza game, and then after that it will be the voice actor panel for Death Stranding. And that'll be the end of TGS, I think. Yeah. Oh, they also had... Okay, there's actually other stuff. Other... Thursday, Saturday... So there's some Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy stuff at 14:45 to 15:35. Okay, so that happens in between those. Gotcha. Street Fighter League, Project Resistance, Monster Hunter World. That was today. Tonight. Tomorrow will be... I got some more stuff for Mega Man Zero ZX, Monster Hunter Club, Sengoku Barasa, Capcom Adult Masterpiece Series? What the hell is that? Some more. What the hell? They get more Project Resistance? Seriously? Jeez. Bandai Namco. Let's see what's up tomorrow for them. Code Veins. They're just showing some Code Vein stuff. One Piece TV Anime 20th Anniversary. Pirate Warriors 4 and Bounty Rush Memorial. Tales of Arise. Anything else? Looks like that's all it's showing. Okay, they got some stuff on this as well for Kakarot. I'll check that stuff out later. So this is Shack News. So if you want to go check out some of the trailers and things that have dropped, they've got those there. Probably find them on YouTube as well. That's gonna be it for this stream. Thanks for checking in. If you watched it live or on Twitch or YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you'd follow or subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow evening at the normal time. And we'll do probably do some more work on some plugins and do some more KSP.